Alright troops, welcome to Skateboarding with your dad. I'm your dad, and I'm knackered already. I hope you can hear me alright, because it's pretty windy. Train of thought.
Alright troops, I'll start off by apologising for the audio quality. I did it again, I forgot my clip-on mic. I think this might be the worst one yet because it was so windy, so we're just gonna scrap the original speaking parts and voice over this one instead. This video was requested by Timothy Luke in the comments when I first tried this. I'll put a link up in the corner for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. This was originally called the kickflippy foot planty thing, although that's a bit of a mouthful, so we'll settle for the Avon flip, at least until we find out that it's inevitably been done before and probably has a name. Before you try this trick, it'll be helpful if you can ollie, and even better if you can kickflip, but neither of these are completely necessary. The main things that you'll need to know are flicking the board up and catching it, caveman or acid drop, whatever you like to call it in whatever part of the world you're in. Once you've got the hang of those, try combining the two into a foot plant. This video up here in the corner explains it if you need a bit of help figuring it out. So by the time you've learnt these fundamental steps, to add the flip into it is pretty much a case of trial and error until you figure out the optimal flicking point on the edge of your board to make it easier to catch it in midair. Unlike an actual kickflip where you'd normally aim your flick towards the nose or the front pocket, you're going to want to flick off the side, kind of like a rocket kickflip. You don't want the board to level out, instead you're looking for the nose to come up towards your hand. Foot position, again, it's whatever feels comfortable to get that sideways flick. For me, it's like this, up on the balls of my feet, pointing slightly forwards. This gets me in position for both the flick and the catch. If you're like me and you're having a bit of trouble getting the timing right, try breaking it down, doing a half flip, and then spinning the other half with your hand like this. You can always use this as a stepping stone towards doing the full flip later on. One thing to be aware of with this trick is you will drop your board on your tail a few times, at least until you figure out what you're doing, so expect a few dents and scrapes. And if you're using an older board like me and you've got a bit of razor tail, then this is definitely going to cause you to get splits, chips and D-lams a lot quicker than usual. I'd also recommend wearing gloves, unless for some reason your hands are made of leather. Because it goes without saying, grip tape does the same thing to your hands as it does to your shoes. These are go-karting gloves that I got from Avon Kart Raceway a couple of months ago, although I recently found out that they're actually bog standard gardening gloves that you can buy for a couple of quid from Home Bargains. Any gloves should do the job, but just don't use a pair that you wouldn't want ruined. And that, my friends, is how you do an Avon flip, or kick-flippy foot planty thing, if you want to call it by its scientific name. I know, by the time you've watched this video, you're probably thinking, what is this clown doing? Making a trick tip video over a trick that he can barely do himself. You're absolutely right. Even with that being the case, I know that there's a couple of people that watch my videos that this trick would appeal to. I'd love to see them put their own spin on it and hopefully do it a little bit cleaner than me. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, do us a favour and smack the utter crap out of that like button and leave it black and blue. Subscribe to Skateboarding with your dad for more skateboarding content just like this, and let me know how you got on with this trick in the comments. All the best, troops.
That sells Avon.